Jai Hind students, welcome to live class of live session of English. And today once again we are going to study the same chapter, means chapter number 3, Should Wizard Hit Mummy by John Updike from our book Vistas. And today we are going to study third part of it. So let's begin, students. And for this, that first of all I am going to share the story on your screen. So here it is. Now see, student, if you are having your book, you can also open your book, because those some important statements which can be the part of your answer, important points that I'll keep on telling you, so that you can highlight, you can note that down, or you can underline that. Let's see, till here, till page number 50 we had already studied in our previous session. So just in order to have a quick reminder, let's see this last paragraph of page number 50. They are real. When while Jack, Joe's father, was telling the story to Joe, now he realized that since she has become 4-year old, and now this story telling custom had been continued from last 2 years, while she was a small girl of 2. But at that time she was a patient listener, but now she has become curious, and in between she used to ask questions, and that here that she asks, they are real into is he real? When Jack told that she turned to her father and insisted, why sly yet eager smile, is he real? Once that the author is telling that once when Claire, means Joe's mother, told her God was in the sky and all around them, that she turned to her father and insisted with a sly yet eager smile, is he real? Is he really exist around us? Means she has developed a curiosity, and this was the new phase, the real phase, because she used to ask questions. Earlier she was not asking, but now she started asking, raising questions also in between the stories. And then they are real in the stories, Jack answered curtly and very curtly, cunningly, that Jack gave the answer that they are real in stories, and she made him miss a bit in narrative, and because of her questions that he was disrupted. His story is narration of the story was disrupted a little. Then he continued, the owl said, go through the dark woods under the apple trees into the swamp over the creek. And when Roger Skunk sought the advice of old owl, then owl advised him to go through the dark woods. Wood means that the forest was very deep and dark, and he told him to cross the dark woods and under the apple, and there you will find you will find apple trees, cross it and into the swamp, then there will be the swamp, a marshy land, and over the creek. Cross that and there will be a creek, and after that you can reach to the wizard's house. What's a creek? Now again she asked a question. Now students, you will have to be analytical about it, and about this story, because story seems to be quite simple, but it raises uh, very important questions, a moral issue. It raises a moral issue, and there you will have to see, because as I told that two characters are important here, their character sketch can also be asked. The most important character is Jack, who is the protagonist of the story, and then the second important character is Jo, who is just 4-year old daughter of Jack. Though she was just 4-year old, but she was very she is innocent, she is very curious, she is very intelligent, and she takes a lot of interest, and she is completely engrossed in the story. She does not miss even a single point in the story, and these are the examples. These are the characteristic traits of Joe. If you will have to write the character sketch, then you will have to describe all this by giving the examples from the text. Now she had asked, in above two paragraphs we have seen that she had asked two so many intelligent questions, and now here is one of the question which she had asked: what is a creek? She did not understand, and immediately she asked to Jack that what is a creek. Then Jack told, means a little river. Creek means here a little river. Here it is. And there is an interruption, students. Wait a minute. Okay, now we can see over the creek, and there will be the wizard's house, and then he told that after crossing the creek you will be able to reach to the wizard's house, and that's the way Rosal Skunk went. And in this way, as per the direction given by old owl that he followed, and that's the way Rosal Skunk went, and pretty soon that he came to a little house, and very soon he was able to reach to a little white house, as that he was living in little white house. And he rapped on the door. When he reached to the little white house, means it was the house of the wizard, the magician. And when he reached there, he rapped, he knocked at the door, and Jack rapped on the window sill, and under the covers Joe's tall figure clenched in an infantile thrill, means childish thrill. In order, this is one of the Jack's speciality of storytelling, and that's why he was supposed to be an expert in storytelling, because that due to he was not telling the story only, rather that in order to give its in order to make it effective, that he used to change his voice, he used to change his expressions according to the demand of the story. And while that he told that he was knocking at the door, then he knocked on the window sill in order to make his story effective and lively. And Joe was quite excited. Joe's tall figure clenched in an infantile thrill. She was filled with a childish thrill under her cover. And then a tiny little old man came out with a long white beard. Now, students, remember sometimes this question can also be asked the as a short answer type question. Give the character sketch of a wizard, or describe something about wizard, describe wizard. So here it is that you can get the answer, that how he looked like as. And then tiny little old man, he was a tiny little old man and who came out from his house, White House, and with a long white beard. He was having long white beard and pointed blue hat, and he was also wearing a pointed blue hat. And when he came, that he said that what's this and what you want, means that what is this, what is the matter, he asked to Roger Skunk, that what is the matter and what do you want. And you smell awful, you smell terrible, means you smell very bad. The wizard could also feel his bad smelling from the distance, and he immediately told that your smell is terrible. And the wizard's voice was one of the Jack's own favorite effects. Now another thing, that in order to make his story effective, that Jack changed his voice like an old man, and which his voice suits a lot to the character of uh, wizard. And he did it by scrunching up his face and somehow finding through his eyes, which felt for the interval roomy. And in this way that he changed his voice and his facial expression in order to uh, make his voice like the wizard, and means trembling his voice. He was he said that in a trembling voice like an old man. And he felt being an old man suited him, and he realized that the voice of old man was suited. And that's why this is because of this, because of his facial expression, because of his voice expression, that his storytelling becomes very attractive and interesting. And that's why that Joe liked the way of his storytelling nice, very much. And after that, what happened, let us see. That I know it, Roger Skunk said, and all the little animals run away from me. And Roger Skunk admitted that yes, he is stinky, he is stinky, his smell is stinky, he gives a very bad smell. And he told his pathetic story to him, and he sadly told that, and all the little animals run away from me because of my bad smell. And the enormous wise owl said, you could help me. And that enormous big wise owl who was sitting there on the top of the tree, he advised me to visit you, to meet you, and in that regard you will help him. That's why he had come here, in order to get help from him. Then, well, maybe come on in, don't get too close. And then he wizard said that yes, it may be, means I can, means he can help him, it is possible that he could help him, so come on in. And then he told that don't come closer to him because he was smelling so bad. So that's why he told him not to come very close to him, but uh, tell tell me that what does he want. Now inside Joe, there were all these magic things all jumbled together in a big dusty heap. Now Jack was explaining that his house was filled with messed or jumbled together with a lot of magical things, and all those things were kept in a dusty heap because the wizard did not have any cleaning lady, because everything was scattered. All his magical things were scattered here and there in his house, and because he did not have any cleaning lady, and that's why that his house was not neat and clean. Why? She raised a question again. Why she did not have that cleaning lady? Why? Because he was a wizard and a very old man, and because that Jack told that because he was a wizard and he was a very old man. Will he die? Again she raised another question. That will he die? Because when Jack told that he is very old, then she asked, will he die? No, wizards don't die. No, he said that no, wizards don't die. Well, he rummaged around and found an old stick called a magic wand. And now he searched around, he searched around in his house and found an old stick called magic wand. And he was creating his magic with this magic wand, with this magic stick, and asked Roser Skunk what he wanted to smell like. And after taking his magic wand, he asked to Roser Skunk that what kind of smell does he like to have. Then Roser thought and said roses. And after thinking a lot, that Roser said that he wants to have a smell like roses, a pleasant and sweet smell like roses. Yes, good, Joe said smugly and pleasantly. Joe became excited, quite excited, and once again pleasantly she said that yes, good means he had taken a right decision. You know that her hero, Roser Skunk, had taken a right decision, because really that smell of roses is very pleasant. And Jack fixed her with a trance-like gaze and chanted in the wizard's elderly, irritable voice. And once again, that he changed his voice like an old man, and in his trembling voice, he fixed his eyes towards Joe, and then he chanted, few lines. These lines are there. He chanted these lines as the magic spell, in order to create the atmosphere of magic, that he was using a magic formula with chanting the magical spell, and with his magical wand. And he paused as a rapt expression widened out from his daughter's nostril, forcing her eyebrows up and her lower lip down in a wide, noiseless grin. Now she smiled, she gave a smiling expression, and an expression in which the Jack was startled to recognize his wife, uh, feigning pleasure at cocktail parties, and to see the expression of his daughter Joe. He realized Jack felt that her expression was identical to his wife's expression when she became pleased, rather it was feigning pleasure. It was a pretending pleasure when she tries to pretend when she was at the cocktail parties. Means it was a false expression of pleasure, but even though it was the pleasure of it was the expression of pleasure. Means she became happy, she looked happy, Joe looked happy. And all of a sudden he whispered, the whole inside of the wizard's house was full of smell of roses. And then after that magic spell, that due to the effect of that magic spell, that whole house of the wizard was filled with the sweet smell of roses. Roses, Roserfish cried, and Roserfish became very excited to get that smell in the house. And the wizard said, very cranky, that will be 7 pennies. But he did not, means whole of his house was filled with the smell of roses, but still that he was not smelling like Roser's fish. Roser skunk was not smelling like roses. Before providing him that smell, that he asked, means wizard asked his fee, and that was 7 pennies. He demanded 7 pennies to change his smell from bad one to good one like roses. But in between he told that Roser fish. Actually he was telling the story of Roser skunk, but by mistake that he pronounced Roser fish. Daddy, then she become, she showed her anger. Joe showed her anger. Daddy, what? Roser skunk, you said Roser fish. That means, this means that how attentive she was, Joe was while listening the story. Yes, uh, skunk. And you said Roserfish, wasn't that silly? Then Jack told, very silly of your stupid old daddy. Yes, your stupid daddy is very silly. And where was I? Then once again that he forgot the story, and once again he asked that where his story was. And well, you know about the pennies. Say it, he asked to her. And okay, Roser skunk said, but all I have is 4 pennies. And but at that time that Roser skunk had only 4 pennies. So 4 pennies, that is the smallest coin, and 4 pennies, and he began to cry. And since he could not pay the fee of the wizard, until he pays the fee he will not be able to get the smell of roses, so he started crying. Joe made the crying face again, but this time without a trace of sincerity. And Joe was also that like Roser skunk, she also made her face like crying uh, insincerely. And this annoyed Jack. And downstairs some more furniture rumbled, and Claire shouldn't move heavy things. And then he realized, in between he realized that some sound was coming from downstairs. And it was downstairs some more furnitures, and it was the sound of rambling the furniture. And Claire shouldn't move heavy things. Claire shouldn't move heavy things, because at that time that she should not move heavy things, because she was 6 months pregnant, and it would be their third. And since she had already 2 child, and she should have the it was going to be his uh, third child. So the wizard said, "Oh, very well. Go to Magic Well and there." So, wait a minute, students. So go to the end of the lane. So the wizard said, "Oh, very well. Go to the end of the lane and turn round 3 times and look down the magic well, and there you will find 3 pennies." So the wizard said, "Very well. Go to the end of the lane." And since he did not have 7 pennies, he was short of 3 pennies. So that's why wizard told him that there was a magic well and you will have to go there to find out the rest of the pennies. And he gave him direction to go to the end of the lane and turn round 3 times and look down the magic well, and there you will find 3 pennies. And then he followed. Roger Skunk went there. He moved 3 times. He turned around 3 times of that magic well, and then he found rest of the 3 pennies from there. And hurry up. So Roger Skunk went to the end of the lane and turned around 3 times, and there in the magic well were 3 pennies, and he found those 3 pennies and brought it happily. So he took them back to the wizard and was very happy and ran out into the woods, and all the other little animals gathered around him. And now after paying his fee of 7 pennies, then that he changed, means wizard changed his smell from bad to a good one like roses, and he became very happy. And he ran out into the woods. From there that he came directly into the woods, and all other little animals gathered around him. When he came there, that all other animals, that since means earlier before, while he was smelling bad, he did not have any company, he did not have any friends, and nobody was playing with him. He was feeling segregation, he was being separated, he was always alone. And but this time, that when he got the smell of roses, then while he was passing through the forest, then all other little animals gathered around who were running away from him. They were quite fascinated by that sweet smell of roses, and they gathered around him, and because that he smelled so good. And they played different kind of they played various games like tag, baseball, football, basketball, lacrosse, hockey, soccer, and picked up sticks. Means throughout the day, Roger Skunk was so happy that throughout the day he was playing along with his friends, along with his companions in the woods. And what's pick up sticks again? Once again, that she asked, Joe asked question, what is that pick up sticks? It is a game you play with sticks. And now he told that it is a game which he played with the that children play with sticks. Like the wizard's magic wand, she asked. That she was asking so many questions, that proves that she was very intelligent. She was very intelligent and very curious girl. And kind of when she told that like the wizard's magic wand, then Jack told yes, uh, it was like the magic wand. and they played games and laughed all afternoon, and then it began to get dark and they all ran home to their mummies. And after playing throughout the day, when it was getting dark, then all little creatures uh, went to their homes, to their mummies. And now here we can see that after that what happened, that Joe was starting to fuss with her hands and look out of the window. And because it was getting dark, she was also time to time in between that she was giving that kind of expression. She started, when that Jack told that it was getting dark, she started looking out of the window at the crack of the day that showed under the shed. And now that shade was going to, it was getting dark. So she thought the story was all over, and here that she guessed, Joe thought that now the story had got a happy ending, and that's why she realized that now story is over here. But Jack didn't like women when they took anything for granted. And then that here that Jack thought about the women's nature. She was a girl, but Jack was thinking about the women's nature. It was the women's nature that when they took anything for granted, they take anything for granted, because that he liked them apprehensive. And Jack wanted that women should always be doubtful. They should not take anything for granted, hanging on his words. And now Joe, are you listening? Then, in order to draw her attention, that once again Jack asked Joe that whether she was listening his story still or not. Yes, she replied positively that yes, still she was very attentive. And because this is very interesting, and Roser Skunk's mummy said, "What's that awful smell?" And after that night, another twist came. Joe was thinking the story was over, it got a happy ending, and Roser Skunk got a good smell like roses. Now everything, became all right. But no, still another twist was left. And yes, because this is very interesting. And now Jack told, now that the plot is going to be changed here. And then he told that because this is very interesting, now a very interesting phase was about to come. And Roser Skunk's mummy said, when Roser Skunk reached to his own house, to his mother, then his mother said that, what's that awful smell, that bad smell, that terrible smell? That while rest of the animals were quite happy with the Roser Skunk. Roser Skunk himself was very happy to get that sweet smell of roses. But when he reached at home, his mother became furious to get that sweet smell of roses. And then she asked, what that awful smell, what is that terrible, that bad smell? Here that one thing we need to notice, that for Roser Skunk and other animals, that the sweet smell of roses, they feel good. It seems to be quite attractive and quite pleasant. On the other hand, the skunk's mother was not happy to get the smell from her son like roses, that sweet smell like roses, because that she was a mother and she could realize the importance of bad smelling, because that bad smelling which was coming from skunk, it was the identity, it was the uniqueness, it was the originality, and it was the identity of the bad of the skunk race, means losing that bad smell, means losing the identity of the skunk race, and that's why mother was furious, was angry to get the smell like roses from her son. Now that's all students for today, and remaining part of the story we will learn the next day. And for the time being you can attempt this question: what possible plot line could the story continue with in 30 to 40 words? And now that in our next class we will study the remaining part of the story. So till then, thank you and have a good day.